Zombified.
Monsters are living under your bed, 'cause they are the voices in your head. Zombified by the lies they said, we've become the walking dead. 'Cause everybody's on an edge. Oh no, they'll never let go of something you said 10 years ago. They're canceling you. They won't stop till everybody's zombified. They're bugging us with lies like it's formaldehyde. We're getting goes on and on, let this go. When it stops, we'll never know. We're hypnotized, and they won't stop till you're zombified. You better shut your mouth and bite your tongue, 'cause you don't wanna piss off anyone. We're traumatized by the damage done. Welcome to America. 'Cause everybody's on the edge. Oh no, they'll never let go of something you said 10 years ago. They're canceling you. And they won't stop till everybody's zombified. They're bugging us with lies like it's formaldehyde. We're dead inside. It goes on and on, let this go. When it stops, we'll never know. We're hypnotized, and they won't stop till you're
Zombified.
broken mind. They won't die, they multiply. We've become so fucking blind. They won't stop till you're zombified. Pick it up. Now everybody's zombified. They're pumping us with lies like it's formaldehyde. They're dead inside. It goes on and on, let this go. When it stops, we'll never know. We're hypnotized, and they won't stop till you're. They won't stop till I'm. They won't stop till we're all zombified.
Zombified.
Welcome to the BiggOh Wrap Up. Hosted by your boy,
BiggOh, Colorblind, and Midmosmart and the rest of the BiggOh family. Grab your beverages and your snacks. And like BiggOh says, if you got it, spark it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the BiggOh Wrap Up. Y'all know who it is. It is your boy, Big O. And right here, to my left, you guys is right, it's none other than the newest sensation that has hit YouTube till this day. Ladies and gentlemen, the Midmosmart German. What's going on, bro?
Not too bad. Just took my daughter home. It's been a busy kid-full weekend. But now it's fine. It's finally over, and now back to the real meat and potatoes of of the week. Yeah,
Exactly.
I haven't made a whole
man.
lot of money this week because of kids, so we're gonna try and get back on track this week.
Well, you definitely had a hell of I would say, 24 hours with your premiere video yesterday. Real quick
Yes,
before
sir.
we get into the meat and potatoes of this here podcast here today, I would like to know, give me your thoughts and your feelings about posting your first premiere about your upcoming channel that's about to kick off here real soon.
Well, I mean, to say the least about it, it's going to be a lot of work, but going to be worth it. When I finished the intro the other night in preparation for it to be put onto YouTube, I don't know, it was just a kind of an emotional experience seeing it all finished because I had a lot of failures in the process of actually having the success. So it really kind of hit home, and I don't know. I thought it went off pretty well. It turned out pretty well, but I mean, there's still some people I haven't heard a whole lot of input on. But I mean, for everything that I've heard so far has been positive, so I can't complain.
Hey, all I got to say is it was a pretty good premiere. Hopefully, I know a few of the originals showed up and was there to support you and everything. I was one of them. Actually, I was the first one in there that showed
I
support.
know a few people showed up after the fact. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good. That's good. Shout out to Dr. Evil Genius who's in the chat right now, checking us
Shout
out
out
while he get his
Joker.
workout in, man. Y'all make sure y'all
The
go.
Joker on the Twitch side. Haven't seen him for a while. Yeah, he's in the. He's usually in OTS.
Well, what's going on,
Right on,
Jedi
man.
Joker? What's going on, everybody, man? I'm happy to see everybody's
Good to see you,
here,
Doc.
man. Jedi, it's been months since I seen you, bro. It's good to see you as always, man. Absolutely,
That's right.
OTS for life, baby. You already know. Dr. Evil Genius went live yesterday for the TSP UFC. Listen, hey, this
The Filthy
man was
Casual watch
out
along.
all damn day, you guys. Y'all need to go subscribe to Dr. Evil Genius on his channel and the Talking Shit podcast channel, man.
Underappreciated channel, especially by YouTube standards. I'll tell you that.
Oh man, absolutely, Jeremy. If you don't mind, if you could drop his Dr. Evil Genius channel links, both of them for both his channels in the chat. That way people can have a direct contact to him. That's right, Doctor. We're giving out your info today. Yeah. You want to go talk to Dr. Evil Genius? That's right. Jeremy got you. But man, I hope everybody's doing good on this awesome Sunday, this cold, windy, soon to be stormy Sunday. If you're here in OKC, it's gonna get crazy. We're gonna have tornado watches pretty much going out today and stuff later on today. I should say the weather is conducive enough to produce tornadoes now. We are now getting ready. We are now actually in tornado season, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're in the Midwest, if you're anywhere, protect yourself and be safe no matter where you guys are at. There is the Talking Shit podcast right there for Dr. Evil Genius. As I mentioned, he does UFC watch alongs.
The second link.
The second link there is actually his personal, he goes on there and talks about the workouts, talks about UFC, anything up until the week and stuff. So y'all go subscribe to my boy, Dr. Evil Jen. Shout out to you and Mrs. Evil.
To the doctor.
So, of course, y'all know the rest of the usual spiel. You know, shout out to JD, Jesse, Rage. Rage has been waiting for us to do another watch along. She said she'd be bored, so we're
Shout
definitely
out
going
to
to
her. She got her baby back. She got her car back recently.
get her card back. So shout out to Rage for getting your card back. Shout out to
Yeah.
Hologram. Hopefully, Hologram will make his appearance a little bit later. I know he's pretty busy today. Rob, wherever you are, bro, I hope you're good. I hope you're safe, man. Shout out to you.
Yeah.
Figure you'll probably be back on Friday for SmackDown. I'm sure you probably took a couple extra days for your spring break vacation.
Everybody's just
So
doing their own thing, and that's cool.
yeah,
We can
that's
hold it
that's
down.
cool. That's cool. Everybody is doing their own thing. Uh, right now WWE is playing the best WrestleMania matches. They're doing Cody and Roman from last year, which was a pretty good match. And we're at the end of it where Solo gives Cody the spike to the
Oh,
neck. Right there,
hey,
there it is, and that's how Roman wins.
Otis, while you can, copy those links and post them on the Twitch side.
Uh, can I? I think I can do that. I think I can do that. I got you, Jedi. Give me a second.
Yeah, it's been kind of a slow few days for news. It's all just been recycled, repetitive stuff going on. I mean, there's a few things that we could talk about, obviously, but I mean,
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And we're going to get
always.
into that real quick. I know you said you had a couple of things that you want to talk about as far as AEW for now, because I'm gonna separate the
Yeah, I've got
two.
a
I'm gonna
handful.
separate the two.
Well,
So
some
any
of it's WWE.
AEW, yeah,
Some of
yeah,
it's
yeah. We're going to
WWE
separate
related,
because
so
I
we
got
can
some
do that.
WWE news and I also got some AEW news. I'm gonna start off with the AEW news. So if it's anything AEW related, like we can get into the let's get into the the Jungle Boy
All
situation.
right.
We'll talk about that.
Well,
I will while I get this over there for Jedi. You go ahead and start it off while I type this up for Jedi.
well, anybody who listened to JD today, he's got the same idea. Basically, there's a bunch of reports that Jack Perry has requested his release from AEW and has been denied. And meanwhile, he has since all this nonsense with All In happened last year and leading to Punk leaving the company, being terminated. Uh, Basically, Tony Khan worked out for him to go to New Japan, and from my understanding, he knew the heat was on JP really hard, and the fans weren't going to accept him being anywhere around an AEW ring. So he figured he would send him over to New Japan with the partnership that they have, and that's where he showed up and ripped up his AEW contract and had that armband that said scapegoat. Um, that everything that's lining up right now for Jack Perry to legitimately have a gripe with AEW and Tony Khan. If that were the case, all of these factors are not adding up and making any sense. Because Tony Khan specifically has gone on record fairly recently and acknowledged Jack Perry's existence in New Japan and said he's over there doing his scapegoat thing, calling himself the scapegoat. So there's every clue as to the idea TK knows exactly what Jack Perry is up to. This whole dynamic that they haven't spoken in over 2 months or however long the length of time it was, all of it is literally just a work. They are spinning the story to where he's out and he's vilifying TK for sending him away. That's kind of how it's going to go. It's a AEW 3.0 storylines. So, in my opinion, yeah, this is complete work. Like it's going to come down the line where Jack Perry says he's never going to step foot in AEW or have another match in the company, and then he finally does show up with an axe to grind. So I sincerely think that there's going to be a situation where he's going to come back and start raising hell with not only TK, but he's going to be in a good position to potentially be part of the elite because they are kind of those pretentious asshole characters. It makes all kinds of sense. What's up, Dan Jensen? Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're muted, Otis.
What's going on, Dan Jensen, man? Good to see you, bro. I do agree.
It's all a
I
work.
do believe that it's a work. It's a big work. However, the request, I do believe that the request was real. And Tony Khan just said, "We're not going to release you. We're going to do something else with you. We're going to have you go work over here at New Japan until something better comes along here, back home here at the company."
Well, I mean,
And
the
I
heat was real. The heat was real
and
with
I
JP.
yeah,
He probably didn't see any other recourse, and he's just like, I'm going to have to leave the company because there's no way I'm going to get over in this company anymore with the fan
yeah,
base that they have.
and I agree.
And
I
there
agree.
came
But
to a
I
point where
believe
TK was like,
that
no, let's.
it was planned. Yeah, it was
Very
planned. I
possible.
think it was planned. TK was like, look, he was like, I think TK was like, I'm not going to release you, but we're going to have something for you a little bit later on. We want to let this whole CM
Right.
Punk thing blow over first. So I'm going to send you to New Japan. We're going to do this scapegoat angle
What
and stuff.
up?
I do believe that. What's going on, Future, man? Shout out to Future, man. But I do believe that
Yeah.
it is definitely a work. Definitely a work. Do I
Yeah.
believe his request to be released was a work?
I think
do
the
not.
context I think the context was definitely muddled for sure.
Yeah, there you go.
If he asked
That's
for his release, it was literally probably because he saw the writing on the wall with the fan base and knew that there was
right,
no other real way of him getting over unless he did either
right,
something drastically different or completely left to begin with. So I
right.
truly think that it's completely manufactured.
I do. Everything else absolutely is a work, but with the exception
Good shit,
of
Future.
what Jungle Boy asking for his release, with Jungle Boy asking for his release, I think that was real. But everything else, yeah, it just Tony Khan
Jedi
turned it into a work. So I do. I believe that.
Jedi. As far as Jack Perry thriving in WWE, I think
Woo!
he needs to mature a little bit more for that to even him to even get close to getting in that company.
Agreed.
For one.
Agreed.
For two,
Agreed.
Punk's there. For three, he also needs to put on some size.
You know,
Well, whether
I got
Punk just used him as an excuse, well, that's debatable. But the whole idea that he'd just be walking into a company where he had issue with the same man that left. Yeah, good shit, Future. If he walked into WWE, he'd be eventually encountered by the same man he had the issues with who left because of. I mean, and you can articulate however you want, whether Punk intended to get fired or whether he was just sent over the edge this one last time, and it just by happenstance, it just was the end of his train ride on AEW. There's a lot of things you can put into. There's a lot of stock you can put into JP in going to WWE, but at this point in his career, no, I think he needs to do an overhaul or maybe get back to basics or potentially, I don't know, like go all in on the jungle theme and actually be the Tarzan of the wrestling world. Who knows? I mean, there's a lot of things he can do, but it's just like, how is he going to get over at this point? How is anything that he does going to stick with us? Especially, I mean, with us is one thing. We all are acknowledging this whole situation right now. So we obviously give some credence to Jack Perry. But the idea of him coming back, he's got to have something like beyond reproach. Like, okay, this is something I can definitely get behind. And if he's feuding with TK right now over the whole out of contact situation, that contract he ripped up in the ring in New Japan was just a prop, just a prop. Like this whole angle with TK, I've been saying it for a while. TK was initially trying to have a more on-screen appearance. More on-screen persona when Don Callis first came in, but then some things happened, and whether Punk put a nix to that or what, it was all around the same time frame. But I think that this may be a good way for incorporating TK's entrance into storylines, um, but also a good way to get the heat back into Jack Perry in a good way. Oh, certainly he drinks out of a real glass. He probably drinks out of a real glass right in front of Punk whenever he had the opportunity before.
I don't know if Jack Perry would thrive in WWE. I think probably
He's got some
in,
years. He's got some years and some growing up to do.
I think I believe that probably in NXT, I think he would thrive in there. But when he gets to the main roster, it absolutely would probably be a problem. Being that Punk's there, but I think time heals everything. So maybe at this
Like I said, there
juncture,
could be no, there could have been no, there could be no like bad blood or malice right now between Punk and Jack Perry for the simple fact as an idea that Punk was literally just using any and all excuse that he could to get out of that company. So, I mean, it very well could be him and Jack Perry are cool when it comes down to Jack Perry, when and if it comes to him going to WWE. But right now, his maturity level and his size and abilities in the ring need to be refined.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows what could happen? What would happen? We just got to see later on down the line if that
Mm-hmm.
situation does kind of approaches itself or whatever. We'll just have to wait and see then. Maybe he will thrive in WWE. Maybe he won't show
Yep.
up in WWE because I feel that once this is all done with this New Japan thing, I do believe that Jack Perry would end up with the Young Bucks at the end of the day. So I kind of feel like that's where it's leading to. I feel like that's where it's going.
It's either him if he comes back to AEW, he's either with the Young Bucks and the Elite, or he stays heel and actually joins the patriarchy and makes that whole situation even more strong. I mean,
I've
despite the fact that
also
Christian just lost the TNT title, that still should be a very prominent faction in AEW. I
I've
thoroughly
even
feel it.
ever I've even advocated for a heel Jurassic Express at one point in time. I still think that that'll be pretty cool to have a heel
They've got to have the
Jurassic
right angle
Express.
to it. They've got to have the right angle to go heel, in my opinion. But yeah, it would be interesting to see, no doubt.
Yeah, that definitely would. Um, I want to talk about AEW's possible streaming deal. I definitely want to talk about that, and when will Tony Khan possibly announce that news?
Well,
Um,
Well, you heard me say that one of the last shows that we had that he had actually mentioned on this interview that I keep referring to within this last week, where he mentions Jack Perry and the whole scapegoat situation. He said that they are currently in negotiations, currently. So it's only a matter of time. Uh, and a lot of us would rather it be sooner than later, only for the simple fact is we're dumping money into whatever kind of platform or application that they may not use anymore or whatever. Like my only thing is I've got however many pay-per-views that I bought on not only Bleacher Report but now Fight because I get the international pricing. I'm just wondering, like that might totally negate the need for a VPN in a lot of cases. I mean, especially if they've got their own streaming deal, their own network, their own servers they can run things off of instead of bouncing everything off of a sister and brother companies and stuff. Like it makes a lot more sense for them to have that. That way, everybody's got a flat rate. And is having to pay the same amount across the board. It may be different in various other countries where the exchange rate isn't the same or even close to similar. But yeah, it's coming. The streaming deal is on its way.
I believe if you don't hear nothing at Dynasty about streaming, you definitely I want to say either double or all in, but double or nothing or all in as far as the streaming deal. That's when
Okay, so you were breaking
you'll
up.
hear
You
something
were
about
breaking up
clean.
for a second. You were breaking up for a second, but you said
Oh,
if we don't hear anything about but by the time
it'll be
Dynasty
about
rolls,
yeah, it'll be if you don't, you'll hear. Well, what I'm trying to say is that if there's any news about a streaming deal come out, it'll be between I said Dynasty and All In. So you still got Dynasty, Double or Nothing, and All In to announce that streaming deal. I think it'll happen somewhere between there. That's kind of like where I'm at right now as far as when they're going to drop that information. Uh, but I think right now, because it's so much good coming
well,
out of AEW side, and I believe
mhm.
that announcing the streaming deal is only going to enhance AEW to the next
Well,
level.
and here's the
And
thing.
mhm,
Go ahead. I was just saying, for them to acknowledge that they are currently in negotiations for the streaming deal uh, within the last week, as opposed to every other time they've made any mention of it in an interview or being in a scrum or what have you. They've always just said, "Yeah, we would like for a streaming deal," but apparently there's something that has happened within the last few months, at the very least, within the last few months, that says that they are that something's happening. Because I mean, they wouldn't just go saying that would be a great idea versus we're in negotiations. Like, so something
but
had
could
to have
that be
happened recently.
now? You mentioned you just said something had to happen in the last few months. Could it be the whole issue, the whole bullshit with CM Punk? Because a lot of people were saying that CM Punk was kind of a direct line to get a network or an
Well,
actual
yeah, that whole
streaming
thing,
deal.
that whole situation derailed when Punk left. That derailed a lot of stuff going on, and that's why we've seen a lot of dynamic changes within the company and the way the show format goes. And finally, now it's flowing a little bit better, and they've got a little bit more
Yeah,
traction and ability to negotiate at a higher either higher numbers. With more confidence, what have you. I mean, there's definitely something that has happened, and I think that yeah, the whole Punk situation really put the brakes on that. But yeah,
right.
something had to. Whether I don't necessarily think it's Copeland, I don't necessarily think it's um, anything that they have done dynamically with the TV show specifically, but the names that they brought in, Okada, Mercedes, and who else?
Ospreys.
And Osprey. Osprey is a big selling
Mhm.
factor as well, and especially now that we all know he's got this much charisma. Like, it's
Yeah,
one thing for him to just be angry and just talk into a camera, uh, because the dynamic of New Japan shows is very much different from Western wrestling, in the sense we're all
mhm.
cheering versus they're just intently watching, and so they're
But you
just
know
soaking
what?
up they're saying, and they don't have it. They're not being pandered to like you have to do with United States audiences or
But you know
most.
what? Right. But you but you know what? This is another thing because I will admit, I will admit, because of my work schedule, I can't watch Dynamite or Collision the way that I want to. So I have to record it and watch it when I get home.
Okay.
And I'm gonna come back to this comment, future. I'm gonna come back to that comment because it's gonna lead to what I'm trying to say. So the way that I look at it, how AEW is now,
I'm listening.
would be a streaming deal would actually be perfect, most definitely,
Yes, it would. Yes.
because when you got people like Will Ospreay who does have that oversees that New Japan style of doing promos and everything, you can do that on the streaming deal. You can do that on the streaming network. It's pretty much the gloves are off at that point because you're part of an actual streaming deal, just like WWE can do whatever they want to on their side of the Peacock network because of all that and stuff. So I think with this streaming deal, it's going to allow wrestlers to come out, maybe use a little bit of profanity. I wouldn't mind it. That's fine. They do it on TNT damn near every Wednesday, on Dynamite. So and they do it on Collision too. So why not? have them use a little bit more on the streaming deal or whatever, it will entice your audience to go out and get the streaming deal. Because once you announce that streaming deal, you have to somehow inform in some form, whether it be a pay per view or whether it be on Dynamite or Collision, hell, or even Rampage. You have to blur the lines a little bit to let people know what you're going to get on the streaming deal. And then, once that happens, then you can basically just reset the way, I guess you could say, how WWE is on TV right now and stuff. What's going on, Guardian? What is going on,
Guardian's
man?
the
Shout out
man.
to Guardian. Shout out to Guardian, man. The GOC of the IWC is in the building. But I can't wait for the streaming deal because I am, no matter where they go, I hope they already on a streaming platform that I already have. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
but wherever they go, I am going to subscribe and I'm going to pay to watch AEW.
Well,
Uh,
that's the thing. If you've already, I'm still going to keep my platforms. I'm just going to cease purchasing anything on it. That way, like I'll still have them to refer back to, and even in, I could uh, find some way to rip them off to screen record or something, and actually put them onto some kind of disc or on even onto a VHS tape if I can get old school. But no,
yeah.
that'd be interesting tape trading to happen contemporarily. But no, I would definitely sign up for that because there's no. I would do away with AEW Plus very likely. Depending, and the only situation I'm coming to with this whole debacle going to streaming, and even with WWE, how are we gonna? How is that going to change the way we all watch Raw, the way we all watch SmackDown or Dynamite in this case, or Collision? Like, are they going to be able to? Because I mean, if you've got Peacock, you can't even watch live broadcasts of Raw or SmackDown. You just got episodes that have been loaded on weeks or even a month down after it's already happened. So you don't have any contemporary, like up to date episodes or anything. So that's my big concern is, well, like, is there going to be an actual streaming, like live section? Like, hey, or they're going to tell us it's live every week or what?
Like that's fair.
Yeah, I'm just,
That's fair.
I,
That's fair.
it's not at
Um,
all. It's
you
not at
know,
all what at least with Peacock, it's not at all what I had expected. I mean, it's nice
well,
having access to everything, but not everything beyond the last 3 weeks.
well. The thing is, and this is what I say about it. Uh, because with this streaming deal, it's going to change wrestling. The streaming deal is going to change wrestling. So, and this is how they're
Kratos,
going to do
you
it.
missed.
And,
You
and this
missed
and
us
this
talking
is
about this.
and this is how I feel about it. With this streaming deal, it is going to change wrestling because you just said how's it going to change. We look at Raw, SmackDown, or even NXT. NXT, in my opinion, was probably the first to really do it because they had NXT on the WWE network, which was absolutely
Right.
amazing. Raw, I don't think Raw is going to do it, and I don't think
But
SmackDown is going to do it. But it
WWE
might
was
be a
its own entity, though. They had their own separate everything
well,
was
yeah, yeah,
separated
yeah. They
from
had they had that, yeah,
normal
they had their own
networks.
everything. They had their own everything. But to have an actual streaming wrestling show, WWE was the first to do it with NXT. I will say that. For AEW, this will be, and we all said that AEW has remnants of black and gold with what they do on TV. We've all said that at one
They've
point in
got more
time.
than remnants now of black and gold with their roster.
I mean,
They
well,
pretty
yeah,
much got
that's
black
that's
and gold on
true,
their roster.
and that's true, and that's true. If AEW were to go, let's just say, I'm gonna tell you right now, Dynamite is not going to the streaming. That's gonna be TNT through in and throughout. I
You
think
think that they're going to
Collision,
maintain? You think that they're going to maintain their partnership with Warner Discovery enough
yes,
to
I
at
think they
least they
will.
can,
I do. I do.
because they're
I,
not getting
I
on the
firmly do.
Discovery platform. They're just
Yeah,
getting
because
on.
WWE
They're
is
going.
going there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because WWE is going there. So, yes, I agree. They will maintain their partnership with them. I do believe they're going to
However,
get the streaming deal. However, real quick, the streaming deal, that's where you're gonna have what WWE should be doing right now with shows like Main Event, and they got the NXT Level Up that streams on the network, and they got and then but that's pretty much the only thing that streams on the network is fucking Next Level or Level Up, NXT Level Up. I don't know if they even do Main Event, but shows
Okay.
like Rampage, and if AEW wants to have a actual streaming show, they can put that together. Collision needs to stay on Saturdays. Dynamite needs to stay on Wednesdays on TV, not on the stream. They need to have either another show, but you can also just drop Rampage. We was talking about Rampage the other show, and how Rampage was just we was talking about put Rampage on the streaming network, may or create another show. And then when you got like playoff situations like we're in right now with the NCAA March Madness, and then when we come up to the NHL playoffs and the NBA playoffs and stuff like that, they're going to be on TNT. They're going to be on
Yes, sorry.
TBS. They're going to be
Completely
on
agree.
TBS. So
I
put
well,
that on
and
the streaming.
my
Put that
only
on
thing though,
the streaming network.
my like we all know that TK wants to play in the same. I'll get to this in a second because we already talked
Yeah,
about this a minute ago.
yeah.
Um,
We'll
but
backpedal on in a little bit.
but here in just a second. With WWE going to Warner Discovery, well, no, they're putting Raw on Netflix. They're not fucking with them. Are
Yeah,
they
they're
going?
put
Or
well,
they're
they're
going to?
putting Raw on Netflix, and
Oh,
I
and
don't know who
SmackDown's
owns
going.
Netflix. Yeah, yeah, Smack. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, well, and
SmackDown.
here's my thing
That's what I was thinking
with.
of.
Sorry, I'm just spaced too, but no, SmackDown going to Warner Discovery, and with AEW still like having Dynamite and Collision on those networks, they it puts them in a weird position. I don't necessarily think that they like, regardless of how capable Warner Discovery is of having their cake and eat it too, with having both with having two wrestling companies on their networks, it doesn't do
Yeah,
anything for them as far as keeping the people uh, or at least the talent on either side or and the administrations on either side. It doesn't mean they're going to like it. So,
true. That is
and
true.
even then, given the machine that is WWE and how much of a following they have for like the difference in numbers that
Hmm.
they're going to encounter from what AEW is putting out compared to WWE, it's going to be night and day in a lot of cases. I mean, unfortunately, I love AEW, but they're not ever going to have the numbers WWE is, at least unless WWE, for whatever reason, dies a sudden death left bleeding in the moonlight, or um, if they just for whatever reason just fall off. And there's a lot of ways they can do that, but I mean, I don't see AEW and WWE having equal numbers on paper. And when it comes down, push comes to shove, the network's going to know where their bread and butter is. And however
Hmm.
they may feel good about having two different competing wrestling companies on both on the entirety of their network. It's still they're gonna eventually cut their losses. So I feel like TK already knows this and is looking for either another avenue, um, and that's why I think he should put the entirety of the show, if not on a streaming service, he needs to go to a different network.
So I want to go back real quick.
Yes, let's address this.
Kratos. So Kratos, this question, this statement right here, it kind of flows with. Let me just go find it real quick. It kind of flows with. It was we talked about Jungle Boy. How would he fare in WWE earlier? And it kind of flows with that question that was asked earlier by Jedi. So you say that it's a sign, and I believe that it is a sign that when his contract is up, that his good is gone from AEW. And the question that Jedi was, would he thrive in WWE? My personal opinion is that if he goes to NXT, and yes, he has
That's
to
one
learn the
voice.
ropes. He definitely will have to. What's up, clone? What's good? I think if he goes to NXT, he definitely will have to learn the ropes there. Even though Punk is on the main roster, it is a chance to possibly in my because I'm all about forgiveness. So it is a possible
Mhm.
chance to go talk to him face to face, get that shit hashed out. You're in NXT. You don't want no problems when they eventually will call you up. When Triple H does call you up to the main roster, I think you go there, you work your ass off, get called up. You can have a fantastic promo that can stem from AEW on the main roster in WWE. So I definitely feel that. Clone Force, TNA would be absolutely a glove fit for Jack Perry with the stuff
Mhm.
that he can do. You still might be in that partner relationship slash or whatever with somewhat of an AEW slash with WWE, however you want to turn it, and you still
They're
got that little partnership with New Japan as well. But at the same time, in TNA, X Division champion right off the bat for Jack Perry. I would
very
give it to him.
possible. Yeah, I
Absolutely,
would get behind that.
absolutely.
Um,
Do I
but it's a
see dream
right
matches in
now.
TNA?
Mhm.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
but no,
Just
Kratos. The whole idea of Jack Perry asking for his release. What we were saying earlier is that that was probably like him. There may be some weight to him asking for his release, but it probably only came because he was dealing with such heat from the wrestling community for being for taking part in whatever he did in Punk leaving. And we all will not be happy with him for however long it takes unless he comes back with something fucking gold
yeah,
he has to come
yeah,
back with.
yeah.
And whenever that happens, like I really feel with his scapegoat angle that he's got going on, and him ripping up that AEW contract, and now all of this extra story coming out about him being denied his release. He probably asked for his release only because he knew that there was so like he wasn't going to have a lick of chance of getting back over with us. So
Yeah,
that's why
I agree
he's
with that.
off. Like
I agree
TK
with
was
that.
like, no, let's pump the brakes. Let's send you
There
over to
you
New
go.
Japan and let you
Mhm.
build up and do something with a more uh, tame, dare I say, kind of audience, and uh, build up your character. And we'll deal with things in the meantime. But there's every bit of uh, well, it's a certainty that TK knows just what he's doing right now. He mentioned that Jack Perry's over in New Japan with his scapegoat thing, or however you want to paraphrase it. But he brought up the whole scapegoat idea, and him ripping up the contract was literally just a fucking prop. Like
That
his
was.
contract is liquid; it doesn't necessarily exist physically. You can't necessarily rip that shit up.
Yeah.
So like you can say whatever you want that this is a complete work.
You you
Everybody's
know you know you know the you know the thing is this. Whenever somebody from AEW, if they leave and they go to New Japan, or if somebody from New Japan, if their contract is up and they leave, I'm gonna tell you just like this. I'm always gonna feel like this. If you're in New Japan, you're going to go to AEW because it's a partnership there. That's where you're going to go. That's like the next level up is AEW from New Japan. If you're in AEW and you get released from your contract, you may go to WWE. You might snicker at the fact that you might go to TNA, but you're going to go to
right.
New Japan. You're going to go to New Japan. Here's another thing. This is another thing. I wasn't this. I can tell you that I personally was not worked in this because if you are upset with a company, why would you go and wrestle for their partner, the partner
Yeah,
program, the partner
there's too many
company?
there. If what Jack Perry is saying, if all of this is actually a shoot and real, why there are too many holes in this
But
story for it to
why are
actually
you in
be
New
true?
Japan if it's a shoot? Why are you in New Japan? Why are you there? You shouldn't be in New Japan. You should be in TNA if anything else. You should
Eh,
be over at MLW. You should be in WWE, but you're over in New Japan. That just tells me that this is a work because there's a
And
partnership
TK
right there.
even
They're
mentioned
like
TK
this.
even mentioning it and acknowledging that Jack Perry's over there doing this. Uh, that wouldn't happen. Like TK
Exactly.
wouldn't mention this if it were an actual shoot. Like we've
Exactly.
seen how he's just clammed up under certain pretenses whenever they're like with the whole CM Punk thing. No, he wasn't letting anybody in on that whole situation. It was just eventually going to come out over time what all happened. But that's
Exactly.
why if things are being worked, he's going to mention little things just to, he's over there doing his thing, whatever. He acknowledged that Jack Perry is doing what he's doing.
Right.
And if their whole incommunicado situation for however many months, if TK didn't know what he was doing, he wouldn't have acknowledged it, and he would have put the brakes, he would have put the nix on that whole angle that he's doing over there from the very get go. If that was, yeah.
Also, JP mentioned that. Oh, I didn't talk to Tony Khan in a couple of months, stuff like that. I will never return to that company. That's a dead giveaway. Come on. You basically just said
Yep.
me and Tony Khan are working things out. We're working on when they're going to put me in the storyline, which will involve the Young Bucks. And he was like, "Well, when that happens, I just let me know when I'm ready to come back, and I'll come and do the thing with the Young Bucks." That's basically what he's saying. That's basically what all it is. What's up, Montana man? I hope you had a good day, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, we got a few more things on the AEW side that we're going to talk about. I want to say what's up to all my people that's here on the YouTube side. What's up to all my people that's on the Twitter side, and what's up to my people on the Twitch side, man. Make sure you guys follow, like, comment, subscribe, share. Go ahead, join in the conversation with everybody in the chat. Let me know what you guys think of the topics that we are talking about. And the next topic that I want to talk about
Later, Joker.
is the next day I want to talk about is the AEW rankings. Do they even matter anymore? We just saw Edge win the TNT title from Christian, and now we're doing open fucking challenges again.
Yep.
What the
where are the
fuck?
rankings going? It doesn't. I mean, I can understand like trying to pad somebody's record and give them a chance, but I mean, they're not. They said that hey, the rankings are back, and now where are they?
And they mean
Where the
nothing.
fuck are they?
They mean nothing.
And I think, and you see, a lot of the rankings got nixed whenever Punk came in because he basically wanted to make the show in his image, and that's what the only reason that was the only way he was going to come back, and it was being given Collision to basically as his baby. So the whole idea of the rankings going away was entirely a CM Punk thing, but now them going back away, I think that there's an understanding to how having legitimate rankings needs consistent and thorough and consistent action. Match after booked match after booked match after booked match. That like you can't just get lackadaisical for 5 minutes or for 2 episodes and then expect the rankings to really make sense if you're just giving people matches that they think they earn but they really haven't.
Right.
Like the matches that seem to make sense in your head. There's a WWE format that has been ingrained in our heads for however long, and right now this is that situation where that system makes more sense because like not paying attention to the rankings for a week or two will totally throw off everything, and especially if you do all these fucking matches on Rampage or have wrestlers padding their records in Ring of Honor or on any other situation where they're not necessarily in a title contention, it's going to throw off the rankings and throw off your booking pattern the way you anticipated it having it. So, in my opinion, like the rankings were Very
did you hear a car? Did you just hear a car horn?
Oh, Kayla just pulled back up. She's here.
Oh, tell her to turn the horn down, please. Turn it down, okay?
Yeah, that'll go over really well.
Tell Kayla I
Uh,
said hello.
I certainly will.
Hey, hey, hey,
Uh,
hey, 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 hey. Two more things. Where's Maverick and where's the Bebe nephew?
Bebe nephew just got home with Kayla. She was visiting her parents, and Maverick is probably in the house being a what is that? A lummox. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. That's cool.
But
That's cool.
he's 10 years old. He's
We'll
earned
leave
that.
him be.
He's earned it.
Yeah, we'll leave him be. We'll leave him be. We'll leave him be.
Rankings are
Uh,
gone.
yeah, the rank.
Rankings are gone, and if they expect to have any semblance of a ranking style in the future, they need to be on it, on it, on it, and consistent. There needs to be consistent booking, consistent creative, and in line to put everybody in position to maintain those rankings, and they haven't been
Yes,
doing it, and so that's where we're at.
yes,
Where we're at.
and that's where we're at right now, man. Who do you imagine is going to come out for the open challenge for Edge?
Um, Well, and here's the thing. I wanted to mention JD and Drew were going back and forth about this earlier today. Um, JD said 2 steps forward, 4 steps back. No more open challenges. No more open challenges. Are the rankings dead? And this is all in response to the Wrestle Purist tweet saying, "Oh, Adam Copeland is bringing back the open challenges." Um, JD said that, and then Drew's like, dude, it's a U.S. title, Cena Open Challenge. It makes tons of sense for them. Established vet going to eventually put over someone who needs it.
Shout out
That's
to you, Ticket
that's the
Drew.
way.
Shout out to you, Ticket
Yes,
Drew.
that's the way I feel about it completely. However, we've seen it, and it's been going on. Now the TNT title is involved, and whether that's the dynamic that they're going to go or not, there's too much uh, creative and storyline in play right now for Adam Copeland for that just to be solely be uh, uh, the direction that he goes from this point. There's going to be more down the line, and there's going to be more dynamic storyline than just open challenges. It may stem from an open challenge, but I have a feeling that it's going to be something worthwhile. We just have to give it a chance. Let it play out. Let it play out. Okay. Okay.
Yes, Dr.
Yep.
Evil. Adam Copeland won the TNT belt on Dynamite in the I Quit match. It's a pretty good match. It was a pretty good match, and let's just say Floyd did not want. Let's just say Christian did not want Edge to hit him with Spike.
Yeah, that was Spike.
So, and that first
That was
shot,
like a shaved down 2x4 to look like a cricket bat or something with nails. It was actually kind of dope. But I think those nails were rubber or they were not at all something to impale his face.
oh goodness gracious! I'm with you,
Oh
Guardian.
yeah.
I'm with you 100%. All right, we're gonna move on to the
Yeah.
next. We're gonna move on to the next topic. So I spoke with the bro from the Mo on the phone about this a couple of days ago, and I'm telling you guys right now, it's a work, but they have removed MJF merchandise off of AEW shop as well as moved him off the roster. This, in my opinion, is potentially setting him up for his return at possibly Dynasty or Double or Nothing to set up the program with Adam Cole, baby.
Baby.
So, my bro from the Mo, I definitely want to talk about this for a little bit before we get into our last AEW topic. Uh, this is a work to me. This is absolutely a work to me. But you got people in the IWC right now booking
He's
MJF.
going to WWE. He's going to be Cody's
They,
little titty baby.
they're
Yeah,
booking
right.
MJF to appear at WrestleMania to help Cody win the undisputed WWE
Fucking
Universal
stupid
Championship.
clowns.
I sat there And no disrespect at all to Ango, but shout out to Ango. But I sat there yesterday and listened to his scenario. And it is a very entertaining scenario. Now, he does believe that MJF is resigned with AEW, just like all of us
I
do.
was about to say if like
He
he
believes
needs it.
he believes that he believes that he's going to show up either at Dynasty or Double or Nothing, which is the exact same thinking that I've been saying for a while, and that's where he was going to end. He signed up. He is back. He is with AEW for at least another 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
He has unfinished business. He has unfinished business with Adam Cole, unfinished business with Wardlow, unfinished business with Samoa Joe. He was beginning some business with Swerve Strickland. So it's a lot more that MJF needs to do in AEW before he can even ponder the idea of going to the E.
Everything that he
So
did as a heel, he's got to do as a baby face and back and forward. That's just the evolution of a wrestler as they progress in their career. Like you got to do all. You got to have equal sides. Have the roles reversed. Have babyface versus babyface, heel versus heel, and however you want to do that. But like I've always thought that was the best way to mix it up in a career before you move on to another place.
and the way that it's got to go. He went through all the heel things. He's going through all the babyface things. Like before you, Adam Cole's going to have that AEW World Title before MJF has his hands on Adam Cole. That's first and foremost. That's what's going to happen.
Right.
You're going to have uh, Joe and Swerve at Dynasty. I'm still undecided on who wins that match. I am leaning more towards Joe due to the story that's being told right now, but I would love if Swerve wins the title. But I think Joe, I'm about 60-50 in the favor of Samoan Joe retaining that title at Dynasty because then you got to worry about a possible Wardlow, and then you got to worry about Adam Cole, and then whoever else
I
may
don't.
jump in there the between Double or Nothing or All In is where it's going to be very tough to decide who's going to have that title for Adam Cole to take into going to his feud with MJF. So don't believe it. Whatever you hear from all these other IWC goons and stuff, take it with a grain of salt. MJF ain't going no damn where. It's too much to be done. It's too much left to be finished in AEW. MJF ain't going
He's
nowhere.
gonna.
Don't believe none of that.
He's gonna come
Eventually,
back. He's gonna come
yeah.
back. He's gonna mix it up with both Cole and probably mix it up with the entire Undisputed Kingdom at the same time as being trying to get back in contention for Joe's title. I want Joe to be the one that Max comes back to conquer what conquered him to begin with. And with everything coming down the pike that he was dealing with the devil and having Adam Cole betray him and all of this, like he's got to have a comeback. He's got to
Joe
have a
needs to be the
comeback, and
co-boss. He needs to be the co-boss in this situation.
he needs to come
Adam,
back to.
Adam Cole needs to be the final boss with the title.
Mhm.
And Adam Cole could have the Undisputed Kingdom back Joe up. So you can have Adam Cole's henchman, Wardlow, Roger Strong. You can have Taver, and you can have them all go against MJF one by one until you get to Samoa Joe. Then after he
Kyle
goes to Samoa
O'Reilly.
Joe, then
Kyle O'Reilly turns into Max's only ally. Kyle
I'll
O'Reilly.
take that.
Think about
I'll
that.
take that.
Think about that.
I'll take that. I will take that. 1,000%. I'll take that. And Colorado can help
Shot in the dark,
assist.
but I mean, with the
Yeah,
dynamic
yeah.
that the
And that'll be
characters
great.
have, Kyle O'Reilly having being the only person that Max can really use as a benefit to this situation as an ally is Kyle O'Reilly.
Because you know it's going
It
to
may go
happen.
differently, but
You know it's going to happen. You know it's going to be a situation to where they're going to keep asking the Colorado, "Hey, you're part of us? Are you part of the group?" Eventually, he's going to say, "No, I'm not." Adam Cole's probably going to step up out of his wheelchair,
I think
kick the crap out
they're
of.
going to start asking they're going to start asking more questions whenever MJF resurfaces.
I want y'all to remember this. Do y'all remember when the Undisputed Era broke up at NXT? Who did Adam Cole kick in the face when they was breaking up? It was Kyle O'Reilly.
Right. Yeah.
They're going to replay some of that. They're going to do some of
They're
that.
going to run it back.
Yeah, they're going to run some of that back, but they're going to do it in the AEW form because it's going to be a ask and reject, the ask and reject, the ask and reject, and then it's going to be a final
Their
no,
last,
and then Adam Cole is just going to take O'Reilly's head off. MJF is probably going to come out for a save or something if he's not back by then and stuff like that, or he's going to be the big pop of that night for his return.
well, I seriously think this whole bidding war of 2024, I think he's going to come back and say, I have too much unfinished business here. There's no way I can leave at this point. And
that'd be fair.
But this whole thing right now with him having him being removed from the roster page and all of this, like say, is being brought about for the bidding war of 2024. But I don't think we're going to see much lead up to that on screen. I think he's just going to come back and say, with this bidding war of 2024 thing, like with the way I lost my title, lost my best friend, all of this stuff, I have too much on my plate right now as far as unfinished business. And I think
too much.
So,
and you know what? I'm gonna tell him, bro. My bro from the mall. I'm gonna tell him what I told you over the phone yesterday. So this is what I told on my way to work. I had a conversation with Jeremy over the phone. This is what I said. If MJF shows up at WrestleMania, I will give away my Intercontinental Championship. Literally.
I was we talked about a lot yesterday.
If he shows up to WrestleMania to help Cody win the Undisputed title, MJF, and is signed with WWE, I'm giving away my title. Literally. Facts. So, but it's a work
for subscribers in the chat.
Do a raffle. Yeah. Do a raffle. But it's a work. Don't believe it. Take it with a grain of salt. Whatever you want to do with it, what may have you. I don't care. It's a work, but just don't believe it. You know MJF ain't going nowhere but back to AEW. I want to talk about
side note real quick, if I can mention. A legend re-signed with AEW in the name of Jake the Snake Roberts. I was happy to hear about that. Do you share? Good Lord, Guardian. Nobody wants to see that.
As sexy as it would be, no, nobody wants to see it. As hot and sexy, that it would be probably the most trending podcast in the world. I wouldn't do it.
Well,
I may show up shirtless like Ticket Drew did, but that'll probably be it right there. That'll probably be it.
Since we're on the topic, I know all of us have seen the tweets today with the dark match or the house show that happened. I believe it was last night with Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax. Nia was going
Future,
to give.
I know you've seen the Future.
Nia was trying to give.
I know I've seen.
Nia was trying to give Rhea a stink face, and it got countered. And Rhea.
Hold up. I need a hands up emoji from everybody. All right.
Yeah, hands up.
I need a hands up emoji from everybody. You see all 10 of my goddamn fingers.
You shut your dirty horn mouth, Guardian. Ain't nobody shaving nothing.
I don't want to hear that, Guardian.
No. No. So Rhea counters the stink face from Nia Jax and then proceeds in the middle of the ring to hike those already hiked up shorts right up. Gave herself a legit wedgie. And then,
the
how many people were so jealous of Nia Jax in that moment? How many people? I would love to have a Rikishi stink face from Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley
is yes.
Holy, if you're listening, I saw your tweet. I would take one every day as well from Rhea Thickly. My
Yes,
goodness, that,
sir.
that was a great opportunity to see the thickness of the cake that is Rhea goddamn Ripley. My goodness, brutality indeed, huh? My
This is my
goodness,
brutality.
that is the brutality, man. Hey, Buddy Matthews, man,
Mommy
Buddy
can pin
Matthews,
me
man.
any day.
And you know what?
Oh, hi, Kayla.
Just for being associated with her, Dominic. All right. So I'm
Well,
like,
Dominic
the hands are up.
Gutierrez is also married now. He's a married man too. So, I mean, he can,
Yeah.
uh, as long as they can be respectable about it, they can be friendly.
Hey, wouldn't you say, Jeremy, that Dominic kind of broke kayfabe at his wedding, right?
I think they were trying to bring kayfabe to his wedding, is what was happening. But in the sense, yes, he did break kayfabe. His dad was right there, and he thanked while he was doing his. This is a couple of weeks ago, obviously, if we all remember
Yeah.
then. But no,
Yeah.
he publicly in front of the wedding party thanked his dad for paying for the wedding. So
Yeah.
a
And danced with his
little bit of a
mom.
nod to
Danced with his
Miss,
mom, which is beautiful. It was
a
beautiful.
little bit of a nod to Mr. Gutierrez, Rey Mysterio.
Yeah,
Um,
but yeah,
But no, they were during the opening bits of his speech. They were booing him something fierce in that hall,
that was
that
great. That was
dining
great.
hall or whatever. Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
gold.
fantastic. That was wonderful. Absolutely gold, man.
Um,
He
one
danced
more
with his mom.
thing.
He danced with his
Mhm.
mom, which I thought was. I mean, it's a wedding. What mom is
It's
not
all
going to?
everything that we saw with his family. It was all played up for story. It's all fun
Yeah,
and games. That was all
yeah.
planned. So
It
let's
was a
not go
beautiful. It was
thinking that
beautiful. Beautiful.
let's not go thinking that Dom is breaking the fourth wall and doing this, that, and the other. People are just posting shit online, and that's just what happens behind the scenes during real people's lives. It's all just a
Yeah,
show what we see on TV.
yeah.
I want to
Shout out to
touch.
Dom. Shout out to
Mhm,
Dom. Shout out to the Mysterio family, man. Shout out for the
mhm.
wedding and everything. It was beautiful. For the few videos that I did see, man, it was just an awesome wedding, man. Awesome wedding. So congratulations to Dom and the new Mrs. Dominic Mysterio. Maybe she'll get involved in their
I
WrestleMania storyline.
I
I
don't
don't
see
know.
that that's
I don't
happening. I think
know.
she walks out. Well, I mean, it's already probably weird her being backstage and seeing mommy hanging all over Dom Dom. So I can't imagine that that would be necessarily a conducive environment for them. Um, anyway, let's switch gears here. I want to touch really quickly. If anybody saw the recent Kenny Omega interview, he's been doing a lot of stuff on Twitch and gaming, discussing a lot of games and
Yeah,
various things in his life, things he enjoys. And he even started writing wrestling matches. Um, he
yeah.
recently said that
He actually,
his
yeah,
go
yeah. Because
ahead.
I think you're about to say
No,
what I'm about to say.
yeah,
No, I think you're about to say what I'm about to say.
his favorite wrestler. We all just kind of found out about. Uh, he gave a lot of a lot of credit and goat status to Kurt Angle, and
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
um, as far as being an overall all around wrestler in your in your delivery, in your moves, in your promos, all around. He had the look, he had the style, he had everything. Especially coming from an amateur wrestling background, it made all the difference. So, yeah, I thought that was actually kind of cool to hear that his favorite wrestler of all time was Kurt Angle, of all people.
the from
Kurt
what I
Angle
heard
was my favorite incarnation.
from Perk Angle, but from,
Yeah.
but but from what I've heard from Kenny Omega says that the Meltzer ratings are overrated and they should
Yeah,
be
I was want
kind
to
of
touch on that
eliminated.
too.
So I agree with him on that one because I think Dave Meltzer
He's coming up with his
is,
own rating system and a more
and that's
strict
fine,
rating
and that's
system.
fine, and that's fine, and I'm curious to see what it's going to be like. So I'm curious to see what that's going to be like. I just subscribed to his Twitch channel so I can catch his next Twitch show. By the way, But I'm
I
curious
need
to see
to
because I
do
think
more
when
stuff on
people
Twitch.
came, I think when Meltzer came out with that ratings crap, I think it was to put pressure on wrestlers to perform, and I think that's where they fuck up a lot. Instead of just going out there and having
Well,
fun
yeah,
and doing
that's
what they
plain and
got to
simple.
do,
They
yeah,
the Wrestling Observer was the only wrestling read in anywhere at a certain point, and so them digesting all of that content that they had, um, they wanted a way to not only bring more intrigue, but to rank the matches based on the various criterions. I mean,
hmm
basically, so they could have their PWI 500 and the Wrestling Observer, all of these, the Wrestling Observer awards and ratings, like all of these different awards that we see throughout the community are all kind of stemmed originally from the Wrestling Observer awards and their rankings and their ratings that they issued for different matches. Like it all kind of ties in. Now
yeah,
it may be different uh, uh, from establishment to establishment based on who they favor more than the others. But I mean, there's no real rating system like Meltzer's. And for Kenny Omega, of all people, one of the highest rated wrestlers of all time, to be to have a hand in ranking and rating matches that he watches. Uh,
yeah,
I believe him when he says that he's going to have a lot stricter of categories and factors that weigh into him ranking said match.
hmm
So, or rating, I should say, rating
yeah.
said match. And so, I don't know. He's right now. It kind of worries me with all the stuff that's going on with him because he's got with his diverticulitis and him setting up this Twitch situation. He's setting up for something for in the future in case something, unless he can't wrestle anymore, or for when he can't,
Yeah, yeah,
I
it's
mean,
tough.
if and when that time comes sooner or later. Um, and nobody wants to see him go. He's gonna. I think we're gonna hear some kind of news definitively. Either he's gonna get better like relatively soon, or he's gonna go ahead and get the surgery. I don't necessarily because I mean there's a certain point when you're just kind of beating a dead horse with just trying to revitalize yourself without going under the knife, where it might be the only way possible is just
Right,
to go under the knife.
right.
So
Um, Man, it would definitely be sad to see Kenny go because the possible
that's why
dream
Charlotte's
matches that
rehabbing so hard right now because she wants to be
it
back.
definitely
She had to go under the knife.
like it like it definitely would be just sad to see Kenny go because of the possible dream matches that we haven't gotten
Haven't gotten. Mhm.
or just may not ever see. You know, I for one would love to see Seth Rollins versus Kenny Omega. You know, I would love to see in my lifetime. I've seen it on TV, but in my lifetime, I would love to see Kenny Omega compete at a WrestleMania.
Mhm.
You know, I would love to see. I would love to
Um,
see the former Bullet Club members go at it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking just like AJ and Finn Balor. Like we've
Shit,
seen
bro.
that.
That's a whole nother concept. That's a whole nother conversation in itself about
Well, yeah,
the Bullet
yeah.
Club leaders having their issues and like in a ring
You know,
outside of New
I
Japan.
guess
Like that's a
I
very big
guess
possibility these days more than others because both Finn Balor and AJ Styles haven't re-signed a new contract.
I guess it's like this. Like I don't at this point, I just don't see it happening.
Cody was never a
Either.
legitimate
I
leader.
really
He was
don't.
just a leader by proxy.
Yeah, yeah. I just don't see it happening. At least not with Omega, as much as I would like to. But you know, but yeah, absolutely, that is a different conversation.
Or de
Uh,
facto.
it's a whole for a different show, and we could definitely
Yeah, he
maybe do
was
a
future.
fantasy
He
booking
was.
show. You know, yeah, yeah, he was in. Yeah, he definitely was. And but yeah, that could be like a fantasy booking show that I might put together or something like that. We can book Kenny Omega and or what may happen within the next few years or something like that. We could definitely get in there. Last little topic I want to talk about. We talked about the this tag team tournament in AEW, and a lot of people was talking about FTRs in the tournament, but the Blackpool Combat Club was not, even though they beat
Nope.
FTR. And and I mentioned this briefly on the last show that this is basically going to set up the Bucks and FTR, with the Bucks going over,
Oh,
possibly with
yeah.
the
This is
possibly with the help of Jack Perry by then, maybe over FTR, and then beating the Combat Club, basically getting first crack at the tag titles. Blackpool Combat Club, I'm talking about Claudio and Moxley getting a shot
Mhm.
at the title after the Bucks win it. And that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. I understand that John Moxley is going to go to New Japan to team up with his protege against Jack Perry and what's the name with the group that he's in over there. So, and I know John Moxley is scheduled in Mexico. He's scheduled a couple of matches in Texas
He's a busy
and a
man.
couple of
He
other
is a
places. Yeah,
busy,
very
busy
busy,
man.
very busy man. So that right there, it's not really of a big deal, and to me, it's predictable as far as the tag tournament now. It is predictable at what's going to happen. Like I said, the Bucks are going to go over against FTR. I do believe that FTR might be getting ready to be on their way out of AEW. I just get that
It's a
feeling.
possibility.
I
It's a
get that
possibility.
feeling,
Nothing
and
is really
it's right
concrete,
here.
but
It's right here. That feeling is
I don't
right
know.
here because it's like, and I know it ain't indigestion or gas. It's just every time I think about FTR, and it's like they're out of there, bro.
Well, when it came to the revival in NXT, like there's not much better that you can get when it came to black and gold, like original black and
Right.
gold. Um, and that's why with the new regime change over in WWE, I could see them returning as the revival because Papa H
Nope.
is at the reins.
It
But
is,
I mean,
but even
or
even
even as FTR. Sorry, like
yes,
even just with
yes,
to the WWE universe, they all knew him as the revival. But now
yes.
FTR, I guess, is more over. It
It's more over.
is
Yeah,
has more and has more like there's more credit behind FTR than the revival at this point. So.
yeah.
Um,
Dex Harwood in the promo said the revival is dead.
okay,
And
yeah,
I
and I
believe
should
that.
have remembered
So
that. That's my bad.
if they were to come back, they will be FTR. Just like if Matt Cardona comes back, he's going to be Matt Cardona, not Zack Ryder, because he
Right,
said Zack Ryder is dead.
is dead.
So
And here's
I
another
believe that.
thing. I have a feeling in and also a feeling in my belly, like right in the
Yes.
pit of my belly, that with it makes sense with FTR potentially being on their way out, not getting any and putting over the Bucks in this tournament final. Um, they are also by leaving or making way, they are also uh, opening a spot for none other than the Motor City Machine Guns. And if
Yep.
anybody who follows the Young Buck careers,
29.
and there's 30 right here. Uh, Kayla's been on a fly swatting spree because we left the doors or the windows open the other day and they've just kind of propagated. So, um,
Make sure you guys
anyway,
have
so
screens on
Motor
your
Machine.
windows.
Oh yeah, we've been trying to reinforce those too. Anyway, so if anybody follows the Young Bucks history that they've had through their careers, especially in Ring of Honor, PWG, all the indies, they faced the Motor City Machine Guns quite a few times and had some bangers, some
Yes.
bangers.
Yeah.
And so
They have. They have.
I feel like TK may be in the mind to bring that to AEW, and
And that'd
they're
be
all
fine.
they're in their prime right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alex
That would be
Shelley
fine.
and Chris Sabin
Chris
are
Sabin, yeah.
probably they are probably some of the best talent outside some of the best tag talent outside of any major promotion that can contend with any major team. So I honestly think
Yeah.
that this is the time for the Motor City Machine Guns. If they're gonna do, if
And
they were
I
gonna
can
do
see,
something, if they're gonna do something, right now is the time, or
I
very,
can see
very,
the
very
mode.
soon.
I can see the Motor City Machine Guns coming in and put on banger tag team matches with anybody in AEW. I don't care if they go to WWE because WWE desperately needs tag teams. Okay, but if they go to AEW, I could definitely see some banger
They've
tag
got
matches in
room
there.
for them,
I could see
and I
WWE
honestly think this whole.
desperately like
Go ahead.
WWE.
Sorry.
Look at the cone. Look at the cone back. Look at the cone back. Look at look at the cone back. All professional and stuff.
No,
Look
I
at him.
got a weird
Look at him.
part right here. Trying to fix it.
Look at him. Look like he should look like he belongs in the remake of Grease now. You know, playing somebody named
Man,
Johnny. Johnny Two Tones is what the mid-most mark can be if he was in an old school movie with hair like that.
you
Johnny
mean
Two
Danny
Tones.
Zuko? Danny
Danny
Zuko?
Zuko. Danny
That's the guy. Well, at
Zuko.
least that's the man. That was Travolta's character, but yeah.
But I can see the Motor City Machine Guns, man. For this, I don't care where they go because it will enhance their tag division. It definitely will. AEW
Guardian, don't
has
even
a
get me
has a
started
lot
on your bald ass.
of. But I can see them
Oh Lord,
anywhere, man. Anywhere. All
get
right,
my
we're gonna
hat
take a
back
little
on.
small,
Fucking
take a
make
little
me
small little breather,
self-conscious.
man. And I want to
Hey, I
recognize a
even
few
got the
people.
vest. I used to ride a bike years ago, and I still got the vest. It just never was patched.
We're gonna mention a few
I
people,
dressed like
man. Of
Jax
course, you
Teller
know
before Jax Teller even fucking existed.
we
Fuck
we
y'all.
got Future, we got Guardian, man. We got Dr. Evil Genius in the house. Patrick Palmer, man. Shout out to you guys.
Right
Everybody
on.
else, shout out to you guys. Clone Force, aka Steven, man. Jesse, JD, all you guys, man. Love you guys. You are an inspiration to us all, man. We wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you guys leading the
Nope.
path and the right way for us to do this. That includes you, Dr. Evil Genius, and that includes you too, Rage. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to those people, man. We appreciate every single last one of you guys, man. Here at the Bay Bay Resort, right here on the Big Old Wrap Up, man. Um, quick announcement. Tomorrow, I am going to do BOW wrestling, but after tomorrow, I'm moving BOWs to Saturdays. I'm moving BOWs to Saturdays. It just gives me a little bit more time to get stuff done and all that other stuff. So after tomorrow, BOWs will start on Saturday. Probably around about 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I know most of y'all probably be at work. I still work on Saturdays, but I'm not working on the 6th because I'm gonna be doing triple duty. I'm gonna be doing triple duty. I'm gonna be doing NXT Stand and Deliver that morning. And then right after that, I'm going to go right into BOW wrestling. Then right after that, I'm going directly into WrestleMania Night 1 podcast. And Rob is going to have Night 2 on his channel. Rob, shout out to you, man. I hope you're okay, bro. Answer my messages, bro. All right? I ain't trying to seem like no goddamn stalker. But answer my message, bro. You ain't hit me back in 2 days, bro. What's up? What's up with that, bro?
What's
You
up
was
with that?
definitely supposed to
What's up with that?
be part of the whole Friday Night SmackDown thing. We didn't have no Big
Hopefully
Mo
he
Baby
didn't leave on
podcast.
vacation and get axe. Hopefully he didn't leave on vacation and get axe murdered. That would really be unfortunate.
Nah. You know, I know what happened. He went and left and went on vacation and fucked around and went and got married. Ain't that what it is, Rob? Huh? You better come back
Well, I
with
mean,
a
in
new
that
haircut.
case, he fucked around and found out.
You better have a new haircut when you show back up. I don't want to see the old Rob Baby, the old hoodie Rob. I need to see a brand new hoodie Rob Baby when you get back here, man. But now I'm just messing with y'all. Y'all, hey, Guardian said drop an elbow, drop a people's elbow on that like button, y'all, man.
Yes.
Press subscribe, hit that bell all notification, and share the content, and just keep your people aware, man. Just keep your people aware, man. All right, we're gonna jump into some WWE news. We're gonna jump into the E, y'all. We're jumping right into the E, and this
Too much
right
for a
here,
short podcast.
yeah, I know. I mean,
We
you,
both can talk though.
you like to carry the conversation on. So
Well, all the more
So
reason for
carry
me to
the
have my own fucking show. Okay, decoding kayfabe coming soon.
Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. Decoding kayfabe. Clone. Hey, I still got for our sake. For our sake. Oh, and real quick, man. Rick Sanchez. I don't know where you at, bro, but you got to get in contact with somebody in the family, bro. I'm gonna have to put out an APB on your ass, bro. But anyways, you and I, Clone Force, we're in the same boat. We need the bloodline to win night one, though. That's the thing. Cody's not winning night one and night two.
Don't.
Of course, he has a different opinion about it. He thinks Cody winning losing both nights for a bigger story. And the thing is, and since we're talking about WWE, we can talk about this, bro. And the thing about this is, I do not see Cody losing night two. Yeah, he can still lose at WrestleMania twice, being last year and night one of this year. That's fair. That's fair. But he's not losing night two. He's walking out with that
The
title.
story's not gonna get finished.
If this story continues
Oh no.
on, if this so-called story continues on, if Cody is not winning Money in the Bank, then he's dead. He's finished. No more woes. He's going to come out. He's going to get ridiculed. He's going to be like, you can't win the big one, this and that and the other. It's dead. Nobody's going to care about Cody no more. People are going to start getting ready for CM. People are going to start looking for CM Punk to start finishing his story now. It's not going to do it. I don't think Cody will boo. I don't think Philly will boo Cody. I know he's been booked all over the place with this story, but I do believe he will be cheered and will be fine. I hope so. I hope so. Cody will lose during setting the Survivor Series. No, absolutely not. 1,020% disagree, Future. Because the bloodline feud you're going to have is between the bloodline and Survivor Series. There's going to be no WWE Avengers. That's for one night and one night only, and that's WrestleMania. You're not going to have that. Roman is not going to pass Hogan. Not for no fucking third place. I'm sorry. People don't want to see Roman. If that's the case, you might as well have Roman go for number one.
You can't get to first place if you don't go through third.
If he loses in third place, it's pointless. It's pointless. You might as well go for number two or go for number one. Third place means nothing. If you're not
that's first, the point.
You're last.
You can't get to first place without going through third. It's not like he can face Bruno Sammartino for the number one record.
Of course he can't do that.
It's title length.
It's a title length. I think this title has been long enough. 3 years, that's long enough.
But they are too close, era. Bro. They are too close.
This current, it's not going to. It
they
can't
are
happen.
Too close.
So it's kill Cody and save Roman.
Either.
It's kill Cody and save Roman. That's what it is, basically. That's what I'm hearing. Fuck Cody's story, and knowing that this was part of Cody's deal. This was part of Cody's deal coming from AEW to WWE. Of course he didn't say when he wanted to get the title. Of course. And like I said, if he doesn't win that title on a televised event, then it's stupid. That Madison Square Garden show, it means nothing unless it's announced for it to be advertised. You want Cody to win the title with no eyes on him?
They probably haven't. Probably haven't gotten to the situation where they can actually book the show yet, or even they probably just said, "Hey, we're going to be back here in October," and then when it comes down to it, it comes to a show that they're going to do live on TV. They just haven't announced it.
So if that happens, don't you think that they should have announced that if that was going to be the ordeal?
They may have a house show that's scheduled, but they don't have any other shit around it. And that's because all of that spot is open. They haven't filled it, and they're going to do
What show is that? Can somebody look up when that October show is going to be?
It may be a house show at this rate, but they're gonna they just don't go to a single locale and only do one show, especially if it.
Yeah, because they run it back at least a few times. But look, if that show is not on a Monday or a Friday, it's not happening. If it's not happening, if that show ain't televised, they're not going to do that. That's
Well, and
why I
even
think
then, even if it's not announced, like they may not announce it for a little while, just in the sense that it's too obvious that the story's going to lead there. That's another thing about hiding kayfabe and about hiding the work. Is they don't is that they're only going to let you know what they want you to fucking know. And then if there's something to pick apart, we're going to find it. But at the same time, when there's too many holes in one side that everybody's trying to see, like we've just heard JD start changing his tune on the way he thinks things are going to go. He don't like it, and he thinks things should go a certain way, but he's starting to see the light too. Thank you, Dr. Evil Genius, for putting your
that's
2 cents in. But no, all things considered, there are things right now that don't make sense with the narrative. It's the same thing with the Jack Perry situation that he was talking about. It's the same thing with The Rock, Roman, and Cody. They're for them to be giving Cody that shot, or at least having him go over in that situation. There are too many holes and things that don't make sense to support that. So right now, what it comes down to, you got to see the story for what it is and where it's at.
The thing is, where it is where it's at, is that Cody should win the title. If he doesn't, plans better be in order for him to win Money in the Bank. Otherwise,
that's the point. That's the way it needs to go. That's the way it's gonna go.
And if he don't, then what? If Tony does not walk out of Toronto, Canada, with the Money in the Bank briefcase, then what?
Then
how do we
something
finish the
changed
story?
in his contract,
something changed in his contract. He's going back to AEW.
That's a hot take there.
That's what it's going to be. If he does not win at Mania,
hot take.
If he does not get screwed, win at Mania, and he better win the Money in the Bank. But we have to wait until July to find that out.
They're swerving us. If he doesn't win Money in the Bank, they are deliberately swerving us. They're deliberately swerving us.
And that's what I'm saying. Now JD can change his opinion and stuff on how he feel, on how he thinks it's going to swing.
Well, I'm not saying JD by any means dictates what is right and wrong in this community. But the whole idea is that he's starting to see some logic in what this whole thing is leading to.
Yeah. Because and look,
as much as I don't want to tell you guys, I told you so.
Yeah, and see, look, and this is right here, right what Clone Force just said. Roman said if Cody loses, he will not get another shot, which could play into the Money in the Bank aspect. It could play into that aspect. But it's just like when he was in AEW and he lost that title match. He didn't get another title shot after that. And he kept his word on that. They agreed to the stipulations of him not getting another title shot, period. So does that automatically take him away from the Money in the Bank situation? In some logical
Well, I mean,
form,
they can't necessarily if he's that has to be something that's written in stone in the way he's booked. I don't know that he I may have missed that part where like he said that may have been just a stipulation thrown out. I'm not entirely certain, but Cody, I remember, said when he was about to face Jericho for the AEW world title, he said, if I don't win, I will never compete for the world title again. Like, he specifically said that, and he always held to his word. If this came from somebody else, you can't expect him to adhere to that. And especially with his fucking aloof and maybe not aloof, but as much as he's been fucked around with, and there have been fuck finishes and people interfering and people not being honest in the way they handle their business in the company. Obviously, it's wrestling, but he's going to see that. And okay, they want things this way. I didn't necessarily. I know things are going to get fucky, regardless of whether I'm a man of my word. I know other people aren't. So he's gonna get fucked. And regardless, this all plays into a bigger story and something that means much, much more. If he loses at Mania, yes, he's going to have a lot of heat and people are going to want him to go the fuck away. But
he ain't going to be able to challenge for the title no more. He ain't going to be able to challenge for the title no more. So what does he go?
Well, Well, if that has to, like, say, that has to be something written into the way he's booked specifically. But if
He
he
can't go after
gets
Money in the
in,
Bank because the Money in the Bank is a contract for the title. And if Roman still got the title by then, he can't go for it. So he's stuck. You hit a wall. You just smacked into a wall with Cody. So now what?
I
He
don't
has to
know. I
win
like.
at night 2. He has to win. There's no other further. Roman said on SmackDown, you cannot go for this title no more. If Roman
Like I say,
retains
I
after
can't
night 2,
see.
then what?
Like say, that's the thing. Facts and things leading into Cody finishing his story at all in any case, whether it be sooner rather than later or later rather than sooner. Like it's starting to lose any kind of momentum or any likelihood of actually happening versus what The Rock is doing right now in the whole
Okay.
situation.
Okay.
He has taken notice that he's made Cody and Seth look like fucking losers, look like
Absolutely.
fucking crybabies that they are. And
Absolutely.
I still think that this is a giant work. They aren't going to bring Rock's not going to bring Cody's mama. Yeah, we I was thanking you for being a voice in JD's ear, trying to write his opinions about this whole Rock, Cody, and Roman situation. Whether he agrees with it or not, like he needs to see the writing on the wall. So,
I
yeah,
wish
where was
Ticket
I?
Drew and JD
So,
can hear this particular conversation right here. I wish
it's
somebody
not
could go
even
back
the
and
like
clip this.
we just be
Because
clowns,
yeah, we do.
clowns to
But
them.
it's just
We just be clowns to
because
them.
I want to know if JD and Ticket Drew ever thought about that. Roman did say on SmackDown, if you do not win, that's it. No more. Done.
But if
That's it.
he,
No more title shot.
but
Hold
Roman
on, hold
doesn't
on, hold on.
necessarily make the rules.
Of course, but that's the stipulation. The same stipulation was made when Cody made it to Jericho. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, just a reverse role, role reverse. That's all that is. But I want to know, did JD and JD ever think about that? If that's it, you can't challenge for the title that I'm holding if you lose. What if Cody can't go for the Money in the Bank because of these stipulations? Then Roman does keep the title.
Or what?
He
Or what if?
does advance.
Well, as we all know, Money in the Bank isn't just relegated to one brand. So any entrant who goes into Money in the Bank could be from Raw. Say Cody. This whole stipulation is relegated to the show Roman's on.
So okay,
And
so
then so Cody
world
and so
title.
say Cody he's a man of his word, and like you lose this title match, you're not ever getting a chance again against me. Hell or high water. But that hell or high water, he's probably what needs to happen is he gets moved to the other show, and then he's put into that other entrance because Roman isn't on this show. He doesn't make the rules here. Adam Pearce does.
You talking about
So
a
if Adam
world? You talking
Pearce
about the
thinks
world
it,
title? You talking about the world
well,
title?
no, no. For Money in the Bank, for him to have his
Uh-huh.
choice, because he'll have a choice of what world title he goes after, and
But still,
he doesn't have that stipulation if he comes from Raw,
Roman will. It'll still be
especially if he
for
wins
the
legitimately.
It'll still be for the undisputed championship, which will be the title Roman held. You can't go after that title as long as he's holding it. You have to go for the world title, which will send Cody back into square one when they was talking about Cody taking the title off of Seth Rollins.
Well, and this is the spot where the administration and the administrative heads, i.e., the general managers in the situation, need to butt in and be like, "No, you're not you're not relegated to SmackDown, a rule that was made on SmackDown when you're a Raw superstar. If we want you in the Money in the Bank, you're going to be in the Money in the Bank. Tough shit. If you win." Fuck all what you guys discussed in the ring the last time, especially when you got when Roman and everybody tried to fucking uh, uh, ambush you with everybody else.
Right.
Like this entire thing has been them being dishonest and untruthful to Cody for their own means, where Cody is just that stand-up blue collar guy. And
Yeah.
so I don't see I see that Cody is going to lose at Mania, and then Roman's going to be like, you know what, get him out of here. I don't even want him on my show no more. And he goes to Raw. And then Adam Pearce being the one to step in and actually make the right call at the time that it needs to happen. Cody gets put into Money in the Bank, and he wins. And then he's got that back door into the WrestleMania, into having that match that he so deserved. And that's something where that's a whole other way for the crowd and the audience to get back behind him. Just think about it. Like, it may not make sense at this very point in juncture, but think about it if they work things the right way at the right time.
2 points. Cody and Seth loses night 1. Cody wins night 2. Bam. Finish that story. You cut that off right there. Second point. Cody and Seth wins night 1. Cody loses night 2. Cody gets in. If by some chance, because I distinctly remember everything that Roman said, but by some chance, the way that I feel, if Cody wins Money in the Bank now versus how I felt a couple weeks ago, because of what Roman said on SmackDown a couple weeks ago, if Cody wins Money in the Bank, in my eyes, because if you want to keep up with logic and keep up with storyline, Cody cannot go after that title as long as Roman Reigns is holding that title. It's going to force him to turn in his Money in the Bank against whoever the world champion may be, whether it be Drew McIntyre or Gunther, I don't care, Damian Priest. That's where his Money in the Bank title is. He's going to cash in on the world champion. Or you hold it, cash it in at SummerSlam, but it's still going to have to be against the world title unless or you hold it all the way, you hold that damn briefcase all the way to WrestleMania next year where the title will be on the line between Rock and Roman, and then you cash in on The Rock. Your boy BiggOh, personally believe that Cody is winning night 2. They're losing night 1, but they're winning night 2. Going to end that story. With the record, Logan's record and everything right now, it's just right now because I feel like it's dying. Cody's heat is dying as far as him being white hot or just hot in the business. You're trying to book him to be the next day of John Cena. I understand that. But if you lose to night 2 at WrestleMania, that opportunity is out the window. It will be time for a new change in Cody. Maybe a heel Cody. It might be time for that if that's the crowd is going to turn on him. They're going to boo him out of Philadelphia if he does not finish this damn story. Cody will officially become buried. A year-long burial is what Cody Rhodes is looking at if he does not win night 2. And there will be no recovering from that. There will be no recovering from this 2-year story for Cody Rhodes if he loses on night 2. So I just firmly believe that
that'll just be
end it and move on.
That's where the incarnation chant. That's where we get a new incarnation is when he returns after he loses. If and when he loses, I feel a different incarnation is going to happen.
Supposedly there's already a new WWE belt made for Cody when he wins. It's been made since last year, so we'll just have to wait and see. John Cena, The Undertaker, and Stone Cold Steve Austin are set to be doing something big. Either night 1 or night 2 of WrestleMania. And people are referring to this as the WWE Avengers, Austin, Taker, and John Cena, to come out and possibly assisting and helping Cody fend off the bloodline on his way to winning the world championship. What do you think about that? By having Cena and Stone Cold come into possibly helping Cody win the world title.
Um, just what you were saying about a few moments ago about uh Cody being buried if he loses. I think he's for him, yes, it's lame, Future. I don't necessarily think having all these old figureheads and legends coming in to help Cody win the big one, it does nothing for him but make him look weak. Um, Now it might make for a great spectacle, but in the end result, like how does it end? Because
Whoa, 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 whoa,
it
whoa, whoa, wait,
literally,
wait, wait, wait a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. That makes
you're
Cody. So
frozen anyway.
when Bloodline helps out Roman, oh, so does that make Roman look weak when the Bloodline comes out and help him?
Yeah, but he's retained the title and he's made himself into this Godfather, godlike persona, and so it makes sense for Roman. But there's certain things that make sense and don't for Cody. And Cody's not the type of guy to necessarily have other people fight his battles for him, if not fight along with him in that style kind of match. But I mean, as far as other people kind of like legends coming in, because they're like, it makes for an interesting idea of the legends in the industry getting tired of this uh, tyrant of a champion that also has a tyrant of a cousin who owns who's stakeholder in a lot bits of the company. Like I can see how that might be an angle, but at the same time, I don't agree or feel good about Cody if there are other people that come in to help him win versus other people come in to help Roman win because it
Now, how often do you have help? How often does he actually have help? Like, yeah, last year Cody had KO and Sami Zayn come in and help him and stuff like that, fend off the bloodline as best as he could, but they was a man short because they still had
but
Solo
when
to
it
worry
comes
about. Thus, how Roman ends up retaining.
um I guess the best way I can explain it is that there is a point where you come to expect this behavior from Roman and the rest of the bloodline versus when Cody obviously as I stated he's that blue collar wrestler that just so happens to be very over and with the idea that he's going to work his damnedest by he's going to work hard by himself and as hard as he damned well can to make it happen on his own. I just still don't necessarily uh, I don't see how they can work that in unless you just literally have Roman start dissing on a bunch of the legends and bring them in that way. Like, oh, you got our attention. Now we're gonna help. Now we're gonna help Cody win and to beat you.
Well, maybe
And
The Rock
like,
can do that. Maybe The
eh,
Rock can do that.
uh, perhaps, yeah. Like I think that they're grasping at straws trying to make a bigger moment and get more legends into the show when they for one aren't warranted and for two um, have no place in this story. They're just not it's not necessary, like,
No,
and all on top of all of that just wouldn't necessarily make the much at all of any sense.
yeah, I think that Friday night at the Hall of Fame. That's why I say the Hall of Fame is absolutely a must see show. That Friday night at the Hall of Fame is going to give its final little detail on what night one and night two is going to have, as far as who's going to be in it and who could make an appearance in it. We just got to keep our eye out on night one and the Hall of Fame ceremony because it's going to be a lot of telling in that Hall of Fame ceremony with Haku being rumored to show up, with Rikishi being rumored to show up. Cena already stated weeks ago that he will have something to do at WrestleMania. Just found out that the Undertaker is going to be involved. Stone Cold is going to be involved. Triple H is going to assemble these band of legends to possibly help out Cody. So
We'll see.
and I'm thinking that at least by the Hall of Fame, we'll have a definite answer on what's going to happen with either the tag match or night 2 with the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship match. So,
Right.
couple more topics before we get up out of here. I want to talk about everybody's favorite person in the world, Mr. Bill Goldberg. You
Fuck that
fucking
guy.
idiot. First of all, Bill Goldberg. Second of all, it's pronounced Oscar. Okay? Third of all,
You know, it's not
don't you take your
Asuka.
panties off. Yeah, it's not Asuka, it's Oscar. Why don't you, Bill Goldberg, go take your panties off, go put on some big boy draws, and understand that you are in the past, and somebody eventually is going to break your fucking record. Who cares if it was by a
And
Japanese wrestler? She earned
I guess
that.
my biggest question is why the fuck are we even talking about this at this stage in both of their careers? This has been done like I understand it was over an interview that he did where somebody just thought they were being cheeky. Like, how'd you like being beat out? Your record getting beat out by a girl, like, and that probably really irked him. He like say this isn't anything really new to him, but he still just was not familiar enough with her to even give a shit. Like more of it is just that he doesn't know who she is besides the fact that she's a girl. Like,
Right.
and it just also shows how much he pays attention to the product that he actually works for or
Yeah.
worked for.
Yeah. So, and
And whether
real hard for after. Hey,
Oscar may have been
after
gone
comments.
for a period of time.
Yeah, after comments
But
that he made, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for him to get his last match right. You know that,
right.
right?
And even then, like say, if you want to get it, this is a progressive era, but we're considering women's records. That's a longest women's title reign. Now, regardless of whether it's all time, like like Goldberg still of all time, yes. But I mean, if you want to break it down by gender, Goldberg would still be be that. But no, I don't
But
necessarily like giving much credence to Goldberg anymore.
yeah, I
But
know.
I mean,
I
I
know.
wasn't necessarily happy with the way they did that whole situation, but they knew he was coming in anyway, and I like they part of me feels like they were ribbing him to begin with, but everybody was also like he was having an issue with everybody doing the spear, and
Yeah,
man, like who the fuck cares? That's one thing. That's how the wrestling business evolves as we emulating each other's moves or the moves of your favorite wrestlers and modifying them and or carrying them over into doing bigger things later. Like it's
yeah.
just the evolution. It's
We've
what
been
is
doing this since we
inevitably
were
going to happen
kids.
in anything. Yeah.
We've been doing that since we
So
were kids. We was doing that ourselves when we was kids, though. But yeah, Goldberg, you are what I like to call SWAFT. All right. Anyways,
soft.
we're gonna talk about this last little thing. We're gonna get up out of here. So it is official. Former Bushiroad star Julia is done with Stardom. And now she has stated that she is getting ready to make her NXT debut. Looks like Stand
Oh,
and
that's
Deliver will
that's done now.
looks like Stand and Deliver. We're going to get Julia in the crowd, and that's going to. I can see her doing great things for WWE. I can see Triple H putting up under a real good like getting nice amount of. I'm not saying he's going to rehash Oscar in a way, but he's going to try to get her up to that point of what she was. Maybe Shawn Michaels is going to get her up to that point, uh, as Oscar was in NXT though. So, but other than that, ladies, gentlemen, that is it. I would like to thank everybody for being here, everybody in the chat, man. I want to thank my bro from the Mo, Jeremy, the mid-mo smart man. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to his channel and leave a comment on his intro video. Let him know that you are going to be watching and on the lookout for everything he does. As you see right there, Decoding Kayfabe, the new podcast. It's not coming soon. It's relatively close. All right. You see the intro. You saw the premiere of the intro yesterday. So it's definitely coming. He's going to get his content together and start giving you guys some great content on his channel. Of course, I'm doing BOW on my channel here tomorrow. After that, we're moving it to Saturdays. If Rob does not do a watch along next Sunday, I got you. We are going to go with NXT TakeOver Portland. That's what we're rolling with next week.
Yes, that's my shit.
Case may be. So I'm letting you guys know already what's it going to be. Shout out to all you guys in the chat. Shout out to Dr. Eva Gias, Guardian.
Everybody who stuck around for the entirety.
Yeah. Everybody who stuck around and hear us talk our bullshit for a little bit. You know, have some
here's
good
the thing.
conversation.
We can say this is going to be a short podcast, but we're just kidding ourselves. Like we can't, or I can't shut up in a lot of cases. This is why I have my own show coming soon. Decoding Kayfabe. This guy stretches the conversation. If you need a filibuster, you talk to this guy right here. If you need a legit filibuster, you talk to this guy right here. He'll find a loophole, bitch. You should have been a lawyer.
Anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys for being here. Make sure you hit that subscribe, hit that like on the way out, man. Shout out to everybody, man.
Share, subscribe.
That's right. You heard him. In that order. Yeah. You already know how it is. It is the BiggOh. It is the BiggOh wrap up. Hey, I'll tell you next time, guys.
It's the BiggOh wrap up.
I wish I could get a rendition of that song with the BiggOh wrap up in it. That would be so fire. That would be so fire.
We could copyright it so fucking quick.
So that quick. Until then, guys, we are out of here.
Copyright now.
Holla at y'all boys later. Deuces. Ooses. The O is out. Peace.
Welcome to the BiggOh Wrap Up. Hosted by your boy,